Hey, happy Monday, Monday Motivation. My name is Hillary Thompson. I am your Emerald upline, and I'm super duper excited to have you on this call tonight. Tonight's call is featuring excuses, and it's a little bit touchy subject, to be honest with you guys, and sometimes people get really defensive when we talk about excuses. But as your leader, I have to also be real with you and honest with you. And I can't always be rainbows and unicorns, although I'm going to work as hard as I can to make this subject as much rainbows and unicorns as I can. So we're just going to dive right into excuses and what excuses look like, and what I feel excuses really are trying to mask and cover up. So I actually asked for a little bit of help with my fellow jewels in Plexus, and I posted today a question for all of them on our page, and I asked them, because it seems to me a common thread of excuse, a common excuse, I should say, is, well, Hillary, that may all be well and good for you, but I work full time. So it's very hard for me to work a Plexus business, and I think it's very hard for me to be successful in Plexus because I work full time. So I posed the question on the Jewels page, who on here worked full time until they were a jewel and were able to retire from that? Or guess what, guys, there's still some jewels that work full time. I know it's crazy, but it's true. So upon asking that, I also asked, how did you make it work? What did you do? And hands down, it was time management, okay? And, you know, at this point, I feel like I'm preaching to my own choir of myself, because time management is so incredibly important. I know that I work from home, but I'm also a single mom, okay, guys? And I don't have anyone else. So it's me running the household by myself, running the business, making sure my kids don't die, don't kill each other when they're alone, not alone, but you know, you get what I'm trying to say. It is work. It is a lot of work. And what I came back to, too, when I was thinking about this call and what I wanted to say was, you know, when a lot of you may not know, because there's newbies on this call, but I've been separated from the kids' father for a long time now. And even when we were together, he works on the oil and natural gas pipeline. So I was home by myself. And I had Brinley premature. Bryson was premature also. He was 10 weeks premature. I started premature labor with Brinley at 22 weeks while I had a little tiny nugget at home who was barely 1. And I was doing this by myself. I was on complete bed rest, going in and getting shots, all this kind of stuff. Of course, I had help when my family could help me. But looking back on it, it's kind of one of those moments, especially when Brinley came home, and I was nursing and doing all of this stuff by myself. I thought, how did I do it? And the answer to that is, how don't I do it, right? There's nobody else. So you just go and you just do it. So I'm using that in our Plexus business. You know, I feel like sometimes we can let those excuses of time or I've got this going on or I've got that going on creep in, only because we don't have full belief and we're not going full-fledged with, this is the business that I'm going to do and I am not going to fail. We leave a little bit of a plan B in the back. Well, if this doesn't work out, I can always do X or I can always do Y. You know what? Like, I look back on those moments in my life, I didn't have any other options. There were no plan B. There was nobody else that was going to run in and save me from the job I had to do. So I didn't leave room for excuses. And where this is coming with your Plexus businesses, if you have decided, if you have looked at this amazing opportunity and you have thought, I want to be a diamond. I could be a diamond. I think that would be fabulous. Guess what? Then you can't leave excuses in there. You can't let them come and creep in because there is no other option. You're only choosing to be a diamond and move forward. And what does that look like? Another analogy, actually, I talked with Kylie about this morning, and that's kind of how I finally decided what Monday motivation was going to be. Because every Monday when we have our calls, for all of you that are maybe new on here, I do these every single Monday at 8:30 Central Time. I really look at, what does the team need? Where are we going? What topic can I discuss? What do we need? And it usually always kind of just organically happens. So Kylie and I were talking this morning, and I was like, you know what? I haven't been working out like I was before. Like, I went to Jules training in Arizona, and I got up every morning at like 5 a.m. and went and worked out. I didn't leave any room for, oh, I'm on vacation, I'm not going to work out. But guess what, guys? I have to admit, I have let excuses creep in the last month with my working out, for sure. And you know what? I worked out today for the first time, like actually legitimately worked out rather than like doing some yoga. Not that yoga is not working out, but like going full-fledged cardio and lifting. And I was doing P90X every single morning, like religiously. It was hard. It was really, really hard. And I thought to myself, dang it, Hillary, you let those excuses creep in, and you let where you were, now it's kind of slipped down, and now you're back here. And sometimes we allow, with that setback, now we're back to this spot. So what that means too in our business is, it's summertime. I get it. I want to be out doing fun things and whatever. Like tonight, Luke and I jumped on the motorcycle and we went and had dinner and we came back. I would have loved to be able to say, oh, you know what, guys, guess what? I'm not going to do the call tonight. I'm going to let you all down and I'm going to go ride on the motorcycle. No, I wasn't going to do that, because I have committed to all of you. Plus, let's be real, this doesn't really work. This like fills up my cup immensely. But do you see where I'm coming with this? Y'all, like, we can let the summer, all of those things, all of those, oh, I'd rather be doing this, and not get our work done. Because if you think that it's a little bit slow right now in the summertime, because it can get slow in the summertime, it's going to affect your business in the fall. So the moral of the story is, stay consistent, okay? Last night on the welcome call, I shared with, you can work this business part-time, but you can't work this business sometimes, okay? And especially when you're new. We all know that there are those people on our Facebook walls that are going to be hating on us, that are not going to, jump on our bandwagon per se right away. But I promise you, they're watching. They're watching. And they're wanting to see you work your business consistently. And part of working your business is posting consistently and reaching out to people and not letting excuses of, oh, I don't have time, or I'm really too busy with my job to do this. You can fit this business into the nooks and crannies of your life, but the key is you have to be consistent. Erin O'Keefe, her Diamond documentary was put out last week, okay? She's one of my dear friends. She's super, super amazing. She was a teacher. She taught all the way up to Sapphire. She taught full-time all the way up to Sapphire. And she was one of the people who responded to me, and she said, that time management. A lot of other people said, use your vehicle as a rolling university. So on your way to work, plug yourself in, listen to a training call, listen to a video, educate yourself. This has always been more about belief for me than anything, because let's face it, our company has given us an amazing tool system set. Our success kit is out of this world. What they do for us. I spoke to a newbie last week, Mandy, and she said, wow, I'm really impressed by the tools that they've given, because she's been in other network marketing companies. And I'm like, yeah, because that's what Plexus is. They're committed to you. So we all have the tools, and you can go on YouTube. There are fabulous leaders, way better than me, to share Plexus with you and their ideas. I mean, it's all right there. But again, it comes down to, are you making an excuse of why you can't do it? You don't have time. You have time. You really have time. There's tons of, memes out there saying, of you make time for things in your life that matter to you. I promise you guys, this matters. You want to make the time. And again, it doesn't mean that you have to put aside hours on end. I mean, Celeste Gwynn, Double Diamond, works an average of 4 hours a day. Okay, Double Diamond, 4 hours a day. She had posted, guess how many people their team put on in this special, July whatever to the 8th. Over 10,000 people, and she's still only spending 4 hours a day. This isn't like a huge time commitment, but it is a consistency commitment. That is what I'm getting down. When you peel it all back, is consistency. And if you feel like you're starting to kind of creep in and make excuses, a lot of times it's because you're fearful. And I get it. This can be scary. It can be scary. You guys are putting yourselves out there for judgment, and that's scary. Again, it's worth it, but it's still scary. So being consistent, but also having that open communication with your sponsor. I promise you all that the leaders that I have underneath me and on this team are loving, caring people, and they get it. They totally get it. So use that communication, be open and honest with one another, and there is just endless possibilities in this business. I saw an immense explosion on this team in the last 10 days because of the 1999. And Aaron, our Sapphire upline, shared a video on Living the Pink Life about not letting the momentum and the excitement stop right there with the special, because at the end of the day, we're still offering people an amazing opportunity for only $34.95 to start a business. No matter which way you slice it, is still amazing. So throw out excuses. I encourage you all to work your business with the passion, with the fire, with the excitement, with the belief that you all have in the last 10 plus days. And the sky is the limit. The sky is absolutely the limit in this. And again, it's kind of a heavy, strange subject to talk about, excuses, but it's real. It's real. And I've made them myself. So whenever I'm presenting anything to you or sharing little tidbits and insight, 9 times out of the 10, it's because I've made that mistake. And I don't want you guys to make that mistake. So I'm sharing that with you because I love you, because I care about you, because I want you to be successful. So there is my little insight on excuses. And I'm going to pass it over to the beautiful Miss Kylie so she can share with you all her thoughts on it and what she sees and all that other kind of stuff. So Kylie, take it away.
Hi. How's it going, guys? That was really good, Hillary. I really like the whole time management and that vehicle as a rolling university. That's genius. Of course. Okay. So, a lot of you guys, I don't know, maybe some of you are friends with me on Facebook. Some of you may not be. I'm not sure. But I always use the term plant pourre, whether it's regarding Plexus, whether it's regarding gardening or farming. My husband farms, my family farms. And the reason why is because when you're planting those seeds, you don't just leave them alone. You don't just let them there, let them fend for themselves. Make sure you pray that the weeds don't do anything if you're not helping them, you know. But I guess what I'm getting at is, okay, so last week my mom has this humongous garden, okay? She planted this garden. She started in, I want to say 2001. So it's quite some time ago. Last week, I took a video of it because I wanted to show off her garden. And she has like 3 different gardens and all these different kinds of perennials and all that kind of stuff. I did this video. So I did write down a few notes. And, if you guys didn't see it, you guys should go watch it because you'll get it. You'll get what I'm saying. Okay. So my mom has been tending to this garden since 2000 or 2001. I really can't remember the year. She spent tireless hours planting, praying, living, watering, covering, and it all comes back year after year. Okay. So after years of planting, pouring, and praying, her garden is exactly where she wants it, and she's going to be able to plant a new garden. Okay. But people have asked her, why do you do all this gardening? Doesn't it take a lot of time? Aren't you exhausted? Aren't you tired? Isn't it hot outside? You know, all these excuses that everybody has of the reason why they don't have a garden and they wish they could have this garden. And she's like, you know what? No, I enjoy doing it. This is like my passion. I love doing it and I wouldn't think of doing anything else. So I go back to it every single year and I make it bigger. And I, water it every year. I fertilize it every year. I pray for it every year. I pray for it to come back. And, it's just, that's my mentality. I feel about your business, another phrase that I've always said is it's like a baby. So you have a business and are you going to let your baby, which is your business, are you going to let it starve? Are you going to just let it be? Or are you going to nurture it? Are you going to let it grow? Are you going to feed it? Are you going to do things for it? And that could be in terms of anything, trainings, talking to anybody on your team on a daily basis or whatever it is. All those little things are what's going to create the biggest outcome, I feel. Okay, so I didn't really want to make it too long because I could go on and on and on about excuses because I hate excuses. I try not to make excuses. For me, when I first started Plexus, and this is not about me, but this is just a little insight about myself. When I first started Plexus, it was only for the wholesale. Hillary asked me one day, I was complaining to her about I was working so hard. I had a daycare in my house. My kids were stressing me out. I had all these daycare kids running around. Loved them all, but I was stressed. She said, what would it take for you to be able to quit your job? And I was like, going Ruby. And I was like, you know what? From at that moment, that is when my light bulb turned on and I was like, I am not stopping. Like, I'm going to go to Ruby. So that was my plan. I was going to go to Ruby. So now here I am, Ruby, and I'm not stopping. I'm still going to go, next step, senior Ruby, and then Emerald, and then Sapphire, and then Diamond, and then we get to start all over. It's going to be so much fun. But I see the time balance or the time freedom. I wanted to stay home with my kids forever. And, a lot of people that do make the excuse of whatever it is, maybe you need to readjust your why. Maybe your why is not strong enough. I know for me, my why it's always been a little bit more, a little bit of the same, the kids, and I didn't want to have to work and I wanted to be able to retire my husband, all those kinds of things that, we all say. But it gets stronger, and it gets stronger every single day. So, readjusting your why. One time about 6 months ago, somebody had said, your why should make you cry. And every time I think about my why, like actually think about my why, or I say it, I cry, because it is just that, it's that powerful to me, because it's so meaningful. So, I am going to leave you guys with this little phrase that I had kind of taken little excerpts out of a Les Brown thing that he wrote, and I thought it was beautiful, and it kind of falls into the category of your why, and the plant, pour, pray, and the excuses. Okay. Fall in love again with your life and your dream. Take time to appreciate the brilliance, beauty, and the magnificent, oh my gosh, I can't even say that word. I don't think I can say the word. I think I'm like that tongue-tied. Magnificence of your own life. Never forget that you are an unrepeatable miracle. Great things are supposed to happen for you and through you. Care for yourself and nurture your vitality, energy, and life force. Silence your own unforgiving spirit and extreme self-criticism and excuses that can steal your joy, harm your health, and stunt your own personal growth. Give up microwave solutions to challenges and shortcuts to success. You can't pull up a plant from its roots to make it grow. The things that really matter in life take purposeful planning, time, love, and care. Do your work, stay the course, live in the present, and love yourself even more than you have in the past. Shut off the excuses, because you always have greatness within you. Okay, sorry about that glitch of my speaking. I guess I can't say that word. But anyways, that's what I have for you all. Thank you for letting me chat.
Thank you so much. Even though your beautiful face was honestly frozen for most of the time.
I was?
Yes, you were frozen for most of the time, but that is okay, because your message is still...
Could you hear me?
Yeah, still hear you.
Okay, good.
You're totally fine. Your message is still spot on, and it's very ironic right now as you're speaking. You're totally fine. And completely thank you so much, Kylie. So as you guys have heard, I mean, we all can get caught up in excuses, and we can all stunt and stop ourselves. It's a matter of, do we believe? And you all know how much I believe in the power of our own thoughts and what we tell ourselves. Something that comes to mind right away, and actually I was thinking about it while I was in the shower, and it was something I definitely wanted to share with you all on this call tonight, was in regards to Muhammad Ali. Okay, he recently passed away, and his quotes were, plastered all over. And one of the things that he always said was, "I am the greatest." And he said that he told himself that even before he was, right? Even before he was, even before maybe he even believed it himself, he told himself he was the greatest. And that is what I want all of you to say to yourselves. I am a diamond, or I am wherever you want to be in this business. I am worthy. The power of our own thoughts and what we tell ourselves and how that creeps in. And this is a people business, right? We're working with people. So it's about relationships, and life gets in the way for people. But again, consistency is key to this. So throwing out excuses and doing that. And I did have a message. So if anyone who's on this call, if you want to message or raise your hand and want to be unmuted, we can have a little bit of open discussion tonight. But someone said, asked the question about, usually when they share Plexus with people, it's followed up with, "Oh, I can't afford that." A couple different ways that we can stop that right away in the tracks is whenever anyone asks you about Plexus, especially when you're new, as much as you want to share the information instantaneously with them, hold off and get them into a three-way conversation with your sponsor, with your upline. Because if you just say to them, well, a Vegas Slim is X or Y or whatever the cost is, they're immediately going to say, oh, no. Even if they're already spending $5 a day on junk, okay? When you put it on a bulk price, like a one-time fee of $120 for a month, they immediately run for the hills, okay? Plus, they don't know the value in what we have yet. So even when people message me and say, well, how much does that stuff cost? I guess I don't tell them right away. I don't tell them because for me, my belief, you can't put a price on what Plexus offers. You cannot put a price tag on it. The way Plexus makes me feel and what it has done for me, I would have paid a lot more. Let me just tell y'all, for even the business side of things, right? I had my decorating and design business. Guess what? It cost me way more than $34.95 to open those doors of that store. And even in other network marketing companies, there's a really, really popular one. I don't like to say any names because I don't like to do comparisons, but online boutiques pop up for this particular one. Do y'all know how much it costs to start with that company? $5,000. $5,000 to start with that company, okay? And then you get all the inventory and you have to have all these parties and you have to do all of this stuff, right? So when we're presenting $34.95, it's less than a Costco Sam's Club membership and you can get these amazing products. When you really fill in what it can do for you based on, not so much the price up front, it's a lot different. So I just really encourage all of you, when you get those, especially new, I know it's hard, and it's even harder not to puke Plexus. It's even harder not to. I know that. Like, you don't want to be, though, that lady in the grocery store that people see and they're like, go the aisle over because they're like, she's going to vomit Plexus on me. Or even they just say, hey, I saw you post about this Plexus stuff. What is it? And all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, what Plexus is this? And then they're left leaving going like deer in the headlights. I don't even know why I asked. I don't even know what just happened. Like, it's kind of just craziness. So you always want to leave people wanting more. This is definite thing. Less is more for them. Less is more, definitely. So we just have an amazing products, compensation plan, business. I think we have an amazing team. When you lead with all of that to people and then share with them the price, they're a lot more receptive when they kind of know what they're getting versus, oh my gosh, it costs that much for these pills or something. So I'm just going to read quick here on any other questions that I see. Sherry, she always says she's a rock star. Absolutely. Sherry, you better be coming to Room of Hope. I'll have your rock for you. Does anyone else have anything before we end? I think I'm going to switch it back to gallery view so we can see everyone on here. So everyone's back on the recording. Does anyone else? Sarah Davis. All right, let's unmute you.
Hey.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
What do you got for me?
Just waving, everybody. I was just saying hey.
Oh, here I was like, it's kind of like one of those moments where you're like waving at somebody and you think they're waving at you and it's the person behind you and you're like, just kidding, didn't mean that.
No, it was just, hey, how's everybody doing?
Awesome. I think everyone's good. How is everyone? Everyone's good? They're still alive, so that looks good. We see some moving. Oh, hey, girl. All right. I'm going to just wrap up the recording part of this and just say thank you all so much for being on this. Again, those that show up, go up. It shows your commitment to your business. And I really hope that all of these calls inspire you and fill up your cup a little bit. And again, if you don't believe quite yet, especially in yourself, borrow that belief from me, because I believe in each and every one of you. And if you want this, I am here for you, and I will move as many mountains as I can to help you get where you need to be. So I love you all. Stay consistent. Get rid of excuses. I'm going to work on 2 days in a row working out tomorrow, so you all can hold me accountable. Shoot me a message. Ask if I worked out. I did it today. I was sweating like crazy, but I did use the new Edge, and it is amazing. Just saying. I was like, I could run on there. Even though stuff was jiggling a little bit more than I wanted it to, I was still running. So thank you all so much.